The number one reason why people walk away from God, why people walk away from the church, why people walk away from the faith, is because they view their circumstances as evidence that God has left them. Let me say that one more time. Many of us, what happens are people that we know, when they're going through a crisis, they're going through a situation, they will have a misconception and a wrong perspective, and they will look at that certain situation as evidence that God has left them. But nothing can be further from the truth. Because if you are a Christian, this is where the gospel kicks in. This is where the gospel reminds us that God is near you, that God is near to the brokenhearted, that God is not distant or dormant, but God is ever so present. The gospel reminds us that He will never leave you or forsake you. The gospel reminds us that even though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you will fear no evil because God is with you. The gospel reminds us, this church family, that Jesus Christ came and stepped into this world and opened up His arms and He died for you. And in the midst of His darkest hour, He never abandoned you. Which means that in the midst of your darkest hour, He will never abandon you. God is with you and He's faithful to meet you where you're at. Who says amen to that today?